Have you ever wondered why some people seem to win at life, no matter what challenges they face, while others feel stuck, defeated before they even begin? The difference isn't luck, talent, or opportunity. It's something far deeper, something invisible but powerful the way they think. Your mind is the arena where every battle begins and ends. Before you can design a winnable game in life, you must first understand that your mindset is the foundation of every victory. If your mind is set up to lose, no strategy or plan will save you. But if you build your mind with strength, clarity, and unwavering belief, you are already halfway to winning. Imagine for a moment that your thoughts are the rules of the game you play every day. These rules decide what moves you make, how you respond to obstacles, and whether you rise after a fall. When you realize this, you begin to see that changing your life doesn't require magic or grand gestures. It demands a conscious choice to change your mental rules. This is where the real power lies. The most successful people don't have special powers. They have learned to control the game inside their heads. They know failure is not the end, but feedback. They understand that effort changes ability, and that every setback is a chance to learn and grow. This belief, this mindset, shapes everything. If you've ever felt overwhelmed or like giving up, it's because your mind is locked in a game with no clear rules or hope of winning. But here's the truth. You can rewrite those rules. You can program your mind to expect growth, to welcome challenges, and to believe in your ability to improve. This is not just hopeful talk. It's backed by how our brains work. When you train your mind to embrace growth, it becomes resilient, resourceful, and relentless. Suddenly, obstacles become opportunities, and fear turns into fuel. You start seeing your journey not as a burden, but as a path worth fighting for. This mindset creates a fire inside that no external circumstance can extinguish. Staying engaged with this process means committing to an inner revolution, a shift so powerful that it changes how you experience every moment. If you watch till the end, you'll learn how to take control of your thoughts, focus your energy, and design a life game where winning isn't a chance, but a certainty. You'll discover how to replace doubt with confidence, confusion with clarity, and hesitation with bold action. This transformation is the emotional reward waiting for you, the ability to face any challenge with courage and to move forward even when the path is unclear. This is the secret. Before you build any plan or set any goal, you must master your mind. Without this, the game is rigged against you. But with the right mindset, you hold the power to shape your reality, to turn struggle into strength, and to become unstoppable. Today, you begin designing a game you can win, not because life will be easy, but because your mind will be stronger than any obstacle. This is where the journey starts, with your mind as your greatest weapon and your fiercest ally. The game is in your hands. Will you play to lose, or will you design a winnable game that changes everything? What does winning look like to you? This question may seem simple, but the clarity it demands is where many stumble and lose their way. You can't win a game if you don't know what the finish line is. Without a clear, specific goal, your efforts scatter like dust in the wind, directionless, weak, and easy to give up on. Defining what winning means to you is not just about ambition. It is about creating a precise target that guides every choice and fuels every action. When you know exactly what you want, your mind sharpens, your purpose deepens, and your resilience intensifies. This clarity is the beacon that cuts through confusion and doubt. Setting a goal isn't about vague hopes or wishful thinking. It demands specificity and honesty. What do you want to achieve? And why does it matter with every fiber of your being? This isn't a question for your mind alone. Your heart must answer it too. Goals that resonate deeply awaken a powerful force inside. They turn the impossible into the inevitable by making your pursuit personal and urgent. Research shows that people with clear, defined goals are far more likely to succeed because their brains activate in ways that increase focus, motivation, and problem-solving ability. When your goal is a living vision, your brain creates neural pathways that keep you moving forward, even when the road feels impossible. But clarity alone isn't enough. Your goal must be crafted so that it is achievable, yet still challenges you to grow. Unrealistic goals only breed frustration, while too easy targets kill your drive. The secret lies in balance, a goal that stretches you beyond comfort but feels within reach when broken down. When you hold this kind of goal, your mind stays engaged and hungry. You are energized to push past limits, knowing every step is meaningful. This balance creates momentum. Momentum is the invisible current that pulls you toward victory when effort alone is not enough. Your goal is more than a destination. It's the framework of your winnable game. It tells your mind what success looks like and sets the rules of engagement. When obstacles come, and they will, this clear goal reminds you why you endure. It becomes your inner compass, guiding you through setbacks, distractions, and moments of doubt. Holding a specific goal fuels perseverance because it gives pain a purpose and struggle a meaning. You begin to see obstacles not as barriers, but as necessary challenges on the way to something greater. Every moment you spend unclear about what winning means is a moment wasted fighting invisible enemies, indecision, fear, distraction. By defining your goal with sharp precision, you strip those enemies of their power. You reclaim control. This clarity transforms chaos into order, hesitation into confidence, and dreams into reality. The game you design from this point is not a guessing match. It is a deliberate, targeted pursuit with every piece aligned toward victory. Your clear goal is the emotional anchor for your journey. It connects you to the future you desire and the person you are becoming. When you keep this goal alive in your mind, you ignite a fire that burns through doubt and fatigue. This fire doesn't flicker. It roars. It demands action. It pushes you to rise each day, ready to play a game you are determined to win. This is the power of a clearly defined goal. It transforms possibility into certainty and uncertainty into unstoppable progress. What will your goal be? Choose it with courage and watch as everything else falls into place. A clear goal lights the way, but a mountain never yields to a single leap. True victory comes from consistent, deliberate steps forward. When faced with a colossal dream, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, paralyzed by the size of the challenge. This is where most people lose the game because they try to sprint before learning to walk. The secret to winning lies in breaking down your goal into manageable, actionable steps. Each small step completed is a triumph, a push against inertia that releases powerful motivation inside you. This process of breaking big dreams into smaller, achievable tasks unlocks momentum, the force that propels you beyond obstacles and keeps your spirit alive. Your brain craves progress. Every time you check off a small task, your mind rewards you with a surge of dopamine, the chemical of motivation and pleasure. This isn't a coincidence, it's how your body fuels determination and focus. When you create a sequence of achievable steps, you build a positive cycle where action breeds motivation, and motivation sparks more action. This cycle turns fear of failure into the thrill of progress, replacing dread with excitement. Instead of being stuck in the impossible, you become a powerful force moving steadily toward your goal. Momentum isn't just a feeling. It's a neurochemical engine that keeps you engaged even when the path is steep and the nights are long. Breaking your goal into smaller steps also creates clarity. When you face a huge challenge, it can look like a tangled web of confusion. But each task acts as a thread, unraveling complexity and revealing a simple path forward. This clarity calms anxiety and builds confidence because your brain no longer has to guess the next move. You know what to do, and this certainty strengthens your will. When uncertainty fades, determination grows. The battlefield inside your mind transforms from chaos into order, fear into strategy, and hesitation into unstoppable action. This approach also rewires your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing mistakes as defeat, you begin to view them as necessary feedback, data that guides your next step. Each small failure is a lesson, a course correction, not a reason to quit. This shift is crucial because the greatest winners don't avoid failure. They embrace it as part of the process. When you design your game this way, you build resilience, adaptability, and grit. You learn to fall forward, turning every stumble into progress. Your steps may be small, but their impact compounds, creating an unshakable foundation for success. Commitment to consistent action is the beating heart of a winnable game. It doesn't matter how fast you go. What matters is that you keep moving. Every day you choose to take a step, no matter how small, you reclaim control. You prove to yourself that you are a player, not a victim. This daily victory fuels your belief and sharpens your focus. The game becomes less about luck or circumstance and more about persistence and choice. When momentum builds, doubt weakens. The impossible starts to feel possible, and your vision draws closer with each deliberate step. The truth is that every grand victory is built on the foundation of small, relentless actions. These steps may feel insignificant alone, but together they forge an unstoppable force. When you commit to this process, your game shifts from a guessing game to a strategic conquest. You transform uncertainty into momentum, fear into courage, and dreams into reality. The power lies in your hands, one step at a time. Will you choose to move forward? Will you design your path to victory with purpose and persistence? The journey begins with the next step. Take it now. Momentum is essential, but even the strongest will can be undermined by an unsupportive environment. Winning isn't just about what happens inside your mind. It's also about the world you create around yourself. Your surroundings shape your habits, your thoughts, and your energy in ways you might not realize. When your environment works against you, filled with distractions, negativity, and doubt, it becomes a battlefield rigged for failure. But when you consciously design your environment to support your goals, you build a fortress that shields you from defeat and strengthens your resolve. This is where real power lies, in sculpting the conditions that make your success inevitable. Your physical space matters more than you think. Clutter, chaos, and constant interruptions drain your focus and cloud your mind. When your environment reflects your goals, organized, purposeful, and inspiring, it sends a clear message to your brain that your mission is serious. This alignment between space and mind primes you for productivity and clarity. Removing distractions is not just about cleanliness. It is about creating a sanctuary where your best self can thrive. The more your surroundings echo your ambitions, the easier it becomes to stay committed, to keep showing up, and to push harder when challenges arise. Beyond the physical, your mental and emotional environment is equally crucial. The voices you listen to daily, whether from people around you or the media you consume, either lift you up or drag you down. Toxic influences breed doubt, fear, and hesitation. Supportive voices fuel confidence, courage, and determination. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in your vision, challenge you to grow, and hold you accountable creates a powerful network of allies. These are your game partners, pushing you forward when your own strength wanes. The company you keep becomes the soil where your ambitions either wither or flourish. Your environment also includes the habits you cultivate. Small daily routines, when aligned with your goals, act as invisible scaffolding supporting your climb. Habits reduce the mental energy needed to take action by automating positive behaviors. When your habits work for you, they create a powerful rhythm that keeps momentum steady and your mind focused. But habits that don't serve your vision are like weights pulling you down. Designing your environment means intentionally building habits that support your progress and removing those that hinder it. Control over your environment means reclaiming your power. It means refusing to be a passive player subjected to external chaos and distractions. Instead, you become the architect of your battlefield, choosing what stays and what goes, who influences you, and how your day unfolds. This active role transforms you from victim to victor. It builds confidence, reduces stress, and creates the mental space needed for creativity and problem solving. When your environment supports your highest goals, you no longer waste energy fighting the tide. You flow with it. Designing a winnable game demands this level of intentionality. It's not enough to want success. You must create conditions that foster it. Your environment can either chain you to old patterns or launch you into new possibilities. The choice is yours. When you take control of your surroundings, you fuel your inner fire and give yourself the greatest chance to win. Your victory is no longer left to chance. It becomes a natural outcome of the world you choose to live in. This is power in action. Will you claim it? Will you build an environment where your dreams can not only survive but thrive? The battlefield is set. Now own it. Every moment, an inner voice narrates your experience. a voice that shapes how you see yourself and your path forward. This self-talk is not just background noise, it is the unseen force directing your emotions, decisions, and actions. If your inner dialogue is filled with doubt, fear, and criticism, it becomes a relentless enemy that drains your courage and saps your strength. But if you learn to master this voice, to transform it into an ally that encourages, empowers, and uplifts, you gain the greatest advantage possible. The narrative inside your mind becomes the script of your life's game. Write it with intention, and you hold the pen to your destiny. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you realize. Negative self-talk triggers stress responses in the body, lowers your confidence, and narrows your thinking. It creates mental barriers that feel real and unbreakable. But positive, compassionate self-talk activates areas of the brain linked to resilience and problem-solving. It quiets anxiety and opens space for courage and clarity. When you choose your words carefully and intentionally, you shape your emotional state and your capacity to act. This is not about empty affirmations or false praise. It is about honest, empowering truths that acknowledge your struggles but refuse to let them define you. Becoming aware of your inner dialogue is the first step toward change. Most people run on autopilot, repeating patterns of negativity without realizing it. Catching these thoughts as they arise gives you the power to pause and question them. Are these thoughts true? Are they helpful? Do they serve my purpose? This simple act of questioning breaks the cycle of self-sabotage and creates a space where new, healthier thoughts can grow. It's a daily practice of choosing how you respond to yourself, a choice that builds mental strength and shapes your reality. Rewriting your internal script takes courage and persistence. You will face resistance because old patterns are deeply ingrained. But each time you replace a limiting thought with one that supports your growth, you weaken the power of fear and doubt. You build new neural pathways that reinforce confidence and determination. Over time, this rewiring transforms your mindset from one that fears failure to one that welcomes challenge. Your inner voice shifts from critic to coach, from judge to ally. This transformation fuels your motivation and sharpens your focus, making your game not just winnable but inevitable. Kindness toward yourself is not weakness. It is a profound source of strength. When you treat yourself with compassion, you nurture courage and resilience. You allow space for mistakes without losing faith. This self-compassion replenishes your emotional reserves and keeps you moving forward when the game feels hardest. The way you talk to yourself shapes how you play the game, and choosing to be your own greatest supporter changes everything. Mastering your inner dialogue means taking control of the most intimate battlefield, your mind. It's a daily, conscious choice to speak words that build rather than break, that inspire rather than discourage. This mastery is the foundation of unshakable confidence and relentless perseverance. When your inner voice champions your vision, your actions follow, and your results transform. The game you design is no longer ruled by fear, but by faith in yourself. Will you command this voice? Will you become the author of your own story? The power to change lies within every thought you choose to speak. Take hold of it now. No journey toward victory is without obstacles. No path to success without unexpected turns. The reality is that life's game is unpredictable, and the ability to adapt becomes the ultimate skill. Holding rigidly to one plan or vision can blind you to new opportunities and trap you in frustration when things don't go as expected. Embracing flexibility doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing resilience over resistance. It means understanding that winning is not a fixed destination, but a dynamic process that requires learning, adjusting, and growing. This mindset frees you from the paralysis of perfection and propels you forward through uncertainty. When challenges arise, your response determines whether they become roadblocks or stepping stones. Psychological research shows that resilience is not an innate trait, but a skill developed through facing adversity with courage and openness. Each setback holds valuable information, lessons that sharpen your strategy and strengthen your resolve. Instead of seeing failure as a verdict, view it as a vital part of the game's design, an essential force that tests and refines your character. This perspective turns obstacles from enemies into allies that prepare you for greater victories. Adaptation demands a willingness to let go of control, not because you lack power, but because you choose to focus your energy where it matters most. Clinging to plans that no longer serve you drains your strength and clouds your vision. Flexibility allows you to pivot, to innovate, and to discover paths that were invisible before. It keeps your mind curious and your heart courageous. When you embrace change as a constant companion, you reduce fear and increase confidence. This creates a mental environment where growth thrives and breakthroughs happen. The journey toward your goal will test your patience and your passion. You will face moments when giving up feels easier than pushing forward. But the difference between those who win and those who surrender lies in persistence, the refusal to let temporary setbacks define your future. Persistence is fueled by an unwavering commitment to your vision and the belief that your effort matters, even when results aren't immediate. This belief sustains your momentum and gives you the strength to keep moving when the path is steep and uncertain. Flexibility and persistence are not contradictory. They are partners in your journey. One keeps you open to new possibilities, while the other anchors you to your purpose. Together, they form the twin engines that drive progress through chaos and challenge. They teach you to move with the currents of life rather than against them, conserving energy while gaining speed. This balance is the essence of a winnable game, knowing when to hold firm and when to shift, when to rest and when to rise. Accepting that winning is a dynamic journey changes everything. It removes the pressure to be perfect and replaces it with the freedom to experiment, learn, and evolve. This mindset allows you to face uncertainty with confidence because you know that every challenge is a chance to grow stronger and wiser. The game you design becomes not just about the outcome, but about who you become through the process. Your greatest victory will be the transformation within, the courage to keep playing, adapting, and believing no matter what. Will you embrace this truth and keep moving forward? Your winnable game awaits your command. Victory is not measured solely by the final score or the destination reached. It is defined by the relentless courage to continue, the unyielding faith in your own strength, and the fierce commitment to your vision. When everything feels lost, when the world seems to close in and hope flickers like a fragile flame, you must remember this. Your greatest power lies in the refusal to surrender. To win the game you design, you must hold on to hope as your most precious weapon. Hope is not naive optimism. It is a deep, active force that fuels resilience, lights your darkest moments, and drives you to rise when giving up feels easiest. Without hope, motivation fades, action slows, and the game slips away. With hope, you become unstoppable. Hope roots you to a future worth fighting for, even when the present is harsh. It breathes life into your dreams and colors your vision with possibility. This emotional anchor pulls you forward through despair, pushing you to take one more step, to try one more time, to believe when doubt shouts louder than reason. Neuroscience reveals that hope activates parts of the brain connected to goal setting, motivation, and emotional regulation, making it a vital force in sustaining your efforts. Holding on to hope strengthens your mindset, sharpens your focus, and empowers you to navigate uncertainty with courage. When you commit to hope, you also commit to action. Hope without effort is wishful thinking. Hope with action becomes an unstoppable wave. Every small choice you make, getting up early, practicing discipline, seeking growth, feeds this wave, growing it stronger until it carries you over obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. This is the heart of a winnable game, turning hope into relentless pursuit. It is the daily decision to keep moving, to keep believing, and to keep building the life you envision, no matter how many times you fall. Hope also connects you to something greater than yourself. It reminds you that your journey matters, not just for you, but for those you inspire, for the impact you leave behind. This sense of purpose deepens your resolve and expands your capacity to endure. It transforms pain into power and struggle into meaning. With hope fueling your spirit, fear loses its grip, and obstacles become invitations to grow stronger. You begin to see every challenge as a test of your commitment and an opportunity to prove your resilience. To design a winnable game, you must protect hope fiercely, guard it against doubt, fear, and negativity that seek to extinguish it. Nourish it daily with positive thoughts, supportive environments, and meaningful goals. Let hope be the fire that burns within you, lighting your path through the darkest valleys. It is the invisible force that transforms ordinary efforts into extraordinary outcomes. Your future depends on the hope you choose to carry today. When you hold hope as your weapon, your mindset as your shield, and your actions as your advance, you become unstoppable. The game is never over until you decide to quit, and winning belongs to those who refuse to surrender. Will you hold on to hope and play the game that changes your life? The power is in your hands. Your winnable game is ready. Step forward and claim it.